Well, how you doing, everyone? Josh the Collector Guy. Hope you've all had an awesome week or are having an awesome week out there, everyone. Hope you've been out and about searching for the Hot Wheels Matchboxes or whatever. Hope you found some awesome cars, everyone. Hope you're having a good week. Well, these are all my finds for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Got some awesome finds here from a yard sale. I'll get to them just in a sec. Some awesome finds here from a collector's shop, including a very cool Redline Mercedes. Got some awesome things here from a collectibles fair I went to today, including an awesome pink swing and wing. We'll get to them a little bit later. Even some trading cards with the mighty Dale Earnhardt on them. As I said, we'll get to them later, and also some eBay finds. We'll get to that a little bit later as well. Oh, and what's this? An awesome Skyshow, and also scored some French-made Hot Wheels as well. The first three I have in my collection, but we'll get to them a little bit later. First up, we'll start off with these Matchboxes and assorted Hot Wheels and that I got from a yard sale. Had a look on Gumtree. I think it's sort of the same as Craigslist, this Gumtree thing. I could be wrong, sorry if I am. But anyway, always have a little look on there. Typed in Matchbox, turns out someone was having a little yard sale with Matchboxes at it. You usually think, oh, do they mean Hot Wheels or do they mean cars what aren't Hot Wheels or Matchbox and are just completely rubbish, like the ones you find at a cheap shop for 5 cents or whatever. But anyway, turns out there was a pretty cool lot of cars there, so I scrounged around in the box. This is what I found, pretty much this Team Honda racing truck with a big blower out the front. Need to track down that motorcycle or see what the motorcycle looks like. I reckon that's pretty cool, very weighty indeed. Believe it or not, this is an old Corgi, very cool. Old Ferrari as well, that looks pretty tough. Amazingly detailed, as you can see the driver and everything. She's a bit chipped up, but still I reckon pretty cool. Very nice indeed. Love my old racing stuff. Imagine this thing screaming down the front straight away. It'd sound pretty awesome, might I say. Love the old, I think they're old Formula 1s, very cool indeed. Or IndyCar. Pretty sure it's Formula 1 though. Got a tow truck here. As you can see, he's had a bit of an accident himself with his old tow hook and tow rope. It's all wrapped around the top. He's put it back pretty bad. I don't even think that's the original one. It looks too new to me. Probably take that off anyway. Very nice looking tow truck as well. Looks English or European to me. And pretty cool how they've made a casting of the name in that little spot there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and focus. Probably not, but anyway, take my word for it. It's got its name in there. I think that's absolutely amazing. I don't know why. It just is that they've made that extra finer detail in that little bit there. I think it's cool. Got the old Scamel here. I think that's an English truck or American, one or the other. Made in England as well. Love the old made in England stuff. Very cool indeed. Got a little bus here. Little double-decker bus for Dad. He loves these buses. Absolutely loves them. Just a random Matchbox there. Little dune buggy. Finally scored a Camaro after how many weeks. Finally found one, which is good. I think this one's from the late 90s, I believe. Love them wheels too. Very cool. Old Corgi slingshot dragster here. Very cool indeed. Not too bad condition as well. As everyone knows, I love my drag racing. Old Volkswagen Beetle here. Got this one for Dad as well. Probably the mintest one we have in the collection. Usually the wings are all snapped off. These bits are missing. The driver's, I'd say, missing his helmet. All the chrome's rubbed off his helmet. Awesome to score a better condition one of those. Got another Rumbler. I think I've got this one already, but still, when you can find Rumblers for very cheap, grab them. That's what I always say. Very cool indeed. I think I've actually got the rider somewhere as well. Well, I got my one somewhere with the rider on it anyway, but the tracks are always missing as well. Great to score that. Little Mini here, probably the absolute mintest one I found in the box. Surprisingly, because it was all chucked in the box and everything, and you know how it is when you go to flea markets and that. You're scrounging around through it looking for that, looking for the treasure and everything, and what do you know, this one was actually in pretty good condition. Oh, I didn't even realise I had its sticker there. I don't know how. Very cool. Looks like it's got an aeroplane engine in it and everything. Very cool little casting. And this very cool Can-Am race car. Everyone hears me jabber on about the Can-Am stuff. Absolutely love it. Been eyeing off this one for quite a while now. Been on the hunt for it, actually. I know my mad mate had one, but I think it was painted on the engine. It kind of put me off a little bit. Very cool, though. I think it's kind of based on a Porsche. This one, I could be wrong. Very cool looking car. Absolutely cool as. Now we get to the stuff from the little collector shop. Picked up another one of these double-decker buses for Dad. Very cool indeed. I think he's got a couple of these now. I think it's a bit unusual. Matchbox didn't do the windshield for every single window, but then again it probably would have cost them heaps of money to do it, maybe. I don't know. Could be wrong. Still cool little casting, though. Got an old GMC truck here. Looks tough as this thing. The old tipper truck or dump truck. As you can see, the works like that. Very cool indeed. Great features they had for that back then. And probably the score, the best score from the collector's shop has to be this Redline Mercedes. I know according to my Tom Mart's price guidebook, that even loose ones are worth at least over $100. I'm just glad to have this one as an example. But then again, you can't always trust what the price guides always say. I only go by it as a guide, not as an actual definite price. But anyway, won't jabber on about that too much longer. Pretty cool though. Like these old Mercedes with the gull wings and that. Typical Mercedes fashion. I believe they would have invented that sort of a feature. Very cool indeed. Glad to have the 60s, 70s era of this Mercedes in the collection now. Very cool indeed. Got that for a pretty good price as well. Now we get to my eBay finds. Got, as I said before, got my first French cars. Very cool indeed. You can tell they're French because the suspension is absolutely shot. Just kidding. But the quality of these cars actually made compared to the Hong Kongs is a lot down the scale. It's not as good as the Hong Kong. As you can see, the interior is all odd. There's a bit of casting still attached there. And they're not put together properly like the Hong Kong cousins. But still awesome to have in the collection. If they are the only flaws, I don't really care. Very cool. Major difference between this and the Hong Kong is that I think the blue's darker on the Hong Kong, but the red's lighter and the interior is black. So, very cool. Glad to have 3 in the collection at least. Great to have these as examples of French Hot Wheels. Love my Cadillac Sevilles. Surprisingly, they actually made real riders back then in France. Very cool indeed. As you can see, this one's not really put together properly. As you can see, there's a bit of a gap between the body of the car and the actual base. Still pretty cool though. Will go awesomely down on my General Motors vintage Hot Wheels shelf, as I always keep rambling on about. Very cool indeed. I think they're all pretty much similar. It's just that they have those little flaws in them. But this was probably the gem of the bunch. The old lowdown. Love my Monte Carlo stockers. Absolutely love them to bits. As you can see, the base is a bit funny on it too. It's got funny little details and everything. Very cool. Glad to add a French-made lowdown to the lowdown Monte Carlo collection. Very cool indeed. Had to grab that. Quite a pricey car too, in mint condition, according to the Tom Mart's book. But as I said, you can't always go by that sometimes. Very cool indeed. Got another one of these Corvette funny cars with another card. Very cool indeed. That's my third one now with a different card variation. And probably one of the biggest scores from the week has to be the Skyshow Fleetside. Have not been able to find one of these. Finally glad to have one now in the collection. Very awesome indeed. I believe the ramp's still original because I think it's got USA there. I'm 100% sure that has to be original. I think the only thing though, the stickers are reproduction and the wheel at the back is bigger than the usual front wheel, because I don't think it had big wheels like that on the back. Still very cool to have in the collection. Heck, if this is the only one I managed to find, it does not bother me in the slightest. Very cool indeed. And I was only looking on eBay the other day as well. More incomplete versions of the Fleetside, because it's always missing the plane or whatever. I've got the plane there, which is pretty cool to have. We'll have a little look. I was that hungry to find one. I actually chew a bit off the wing. Not really, but very cool. The planes themselves are quite hard to find. But I actually saw a couple of pink ones on there, and they were pushing over $600, and they didn't even have the plane or stickers. Absolutely amazing. A toy from back then could be worth that much now. Cool as. Well, not if you bought it, I guess. You'd be $600 short. Very cool indeed. I'll show you a little bit more of it too. Absolutely cool as. Oh, and the front's been painted in the back as well with some text or whatever, but does not bother me in the slightest. I reckon I got it for a pretty good price as well. Very awesome. Glad to have that in the collection. Now, last but not least, we'll get to the collector's fair finds from today. It was pretty awesome. My mad mate was there, had a great day. Dad even came along with me as well. It was even greater when he came. We found some awesome things there. I'll show you this Matchbox Dad found. He loves his motorbikes. Found a police motorcycle. Don't think that would be something you'd come across all that common. It wouldn't be that common, I reckon. I reckon the rider would be always missing in that. Very cool. Dad picked that up. As I said, he loves his motorcycles. Scored some NASCAR cards. The mighty Dale Earnhardt. You know I love Dale Earnhardt to bits. He's my all-time favourite NASCAR driver. And my opinion, the greatest. Old Jeff Gordon, like Gordon as well. I think that's Kyle Petty. Very cool in his Pontiac Grand Prix. Other Jeff Gordon. And Bill Elliott. And this one's pretty cool. It's actually a metal card. Very cool indeed. You probably can't tell. That probably didn't make any sense either, me slamming it on there. But take my word for it as well, it is made out of metal, which I think's pretty cool. Got a monogram snap type model kit of Jeff Gordon's mighty Monte Carlo. The typical DuPont colours. Love that style of his car. Absolutely love it. Love the colour combination. And I think back in the 60s, I think at least Hot Wheel or Mattel owned monogram models. Very cool indeed. And the model is not made in there as well, so that's pretty cool. I'll be leaving it as is. Really cool indeed. As everyone knows, I love my NASCAR stuff. And the two awesome things off my mad mate to wrap up the video. Got a power pad here, unfortunately missing the camper bit. I didn't even see where she was made. Made in USA, awesome. I believe that's a rose colour. I'm 100% sure it is anyway. Very cool. Not too bad condition either, considering the back bit's missing. Hopefully track one of those down later. And probably one of the most awesome Redlines for the week. The pink swing and wing. I love my pink Hot Wheels. I'm quite into the pink ones at the moment as well. Do not have a swing and wing in the collection. Well, one with the wing anyway. Very cool indeed. The pink ones are awesome. Absolutely love the colour. It's absolutely beautiful and rich. Bit of toning there, but beautiful as. Absolutely cool. And made in the USA as well. Puts the extra little bit of icing on the cake. Very awesome. Well, hope you enjoyed my vid for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for rambling on a little bit this week as well. But I really hope you did enjoy, everyone. I really do appreciate the subscribers tuning in each and every week. Thank you very much, guys and girls. Really appreciate it. Well, that is it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, hope you enjoyed my big massive haul for this week. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, as always, everyone, happy hunting. Keep the hobby strong. See you later, everyone. Have an awesome week.